Hello all. So till now we have discussed about what is NPO. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah. Till now we have hello all. So till now we have discussed what is NPO, right? And then what is receipts and payments account? And secondly, what is income and expenditure account? And third, what is balance sheet of an NPO? Most importantly, we have also discussed what actually is NPO, right? How the NPO is formed, under for what purposes is NPO formed. We also know that Section 25 of Companies Act, which is now so we have also read about Section 25 of the Companies Act 2013, right? So sorry, Section 25 of the Companies Act 1956. The Companies Act 1956, which is now Section 8 of Companies Act 2013, which deals with what is the basic purpose of an NPO, that is charity, okay, then religion, education. The main purpose of Section 8 is to justify where the profits or where the income of such company is applied to the above causes. What are above causes? The above causes is charity, religion, education, medical, and etc. So these are the main purposes of Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. And for these type of companies, they are categorized as NPO in accounts. Okay. And we prepare receipts and payments accounts, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet for such type of NPOs to account for their income and expenditure. Now, going forward, we will now be studying about some peculiar items. Till now, we have studied these. Now, we will be studying about some peculiar items of the NPO accounts. What are they? Okay, so some peculiar items that we will be discussing right now. First is subscription. Now, what is subscription? Subscription is something I subscribe to some activity of an organization, right? Like I have subscribed to the organization, to a club, wherein I will be using the facilities provided by the club, like gymming, swimming, partying, by giving some subscription fees that can be yearly as well as monthly. So this is the one form of subscription. Okay. Now let's see what can be the cases in subscription. Subscriptions can be received in advance. Okay. Then subscriptions during the year, right? And one can be subscriptions received late, that is after after the completion of, after the financial year, you can say. Now, what will be the treatment in all these three cases? So this is one of a peculiar item that is appearing in the NPO accounts. So let's discuss about this form of subscription. Now, when it is said after the financial year, advance, and during the year, one thing is common in these three. What is common? The thing that is common in these three is that they all will be accounted in receipts and payments account as and when received. Right? Now let's discuss the treatment in income and expenditure account. Okay, see, what will be the treatment? The income and expenditure account says account for all receipts. It is based on, first of all, we need to remember that it is based on accrual concept, right? It accounts for all the income, whether or not received in current financial year, but is related to current financial year. I hope you understand what I have written this word. It is current financial year. And what is the financial year beginning from and ending? A financial year begins from 1st April of the year till 31st March of next year. Right? So this is our financial year. Now income and expenditure will account for all the incomes whether or not received in the current financial year but is related to current financial year. Similarly, balance sheet. What's the role of balance sheet? See, what is balance sheet doing when income and when subscriptions are in when we are recording an accrual concept in income and expenditure account? It is sometimes that we have not received some amount, right? So when we have not received, we are accounting in income and expenditure account. So we will write it in our asset side. What? Subscriptions received in advance. This will be coming in our asset side. A different, pen will explain the main purpose of what I'm explaining on the asset side. So this is subscriptions received in advance. Now what happens, like if you receive this advance in the next year, for example, let's suppose subscriptions income, where you are preparing income and expenditure account, okay, for the financial year 2020-21. The financial year 2021 starts from 1st April 2020 and ends on 31st of March 2021, right? Now, the subscriptions received during the year is for 50 people at the rate to 25 rupees, right? Now, what is this? 25.25 by 125? And this is the subscriptions received during the year. Subscriptions received during the year in advance. What is that? That is for 10 people into 25 rupees. That is 250. Clear? Then it says subscriptions received during the year for previous year, that is for 2019-20. That is for 5 people and 25 rupees, that is 125. See, when you are accounting for, and sorry, one more thing, total number of total number of subscriptions, total people, you can say total people in the club are 60. Okay, is that also clear what I'm saying? Now let's see what we can infer from this information. When we had prepared, 1 minute. When we had prepared income and expenditure account for financial year 1920, we would have accounted for 60 people giving 25 subscriptions, that is 1500 rupees, right? 25 rupees, and total we would have accounted in income expenditure account 1500. That is because of accrual concept, right? Similarly, at the same point of time, in balance sheet also on asset side, what we would have written? We would have written that 5 people, 25 rupees is due, which amounts to 125. Correct. So now we have accounted for as income in income and expenditure account in financial year 1920. And at the same time on asset side, we written as 120. Now what happens? The accounting treatment is, I think, is correct. Is the accounting treatment, I think, is understandable what I'm trying to explain. Now, in income and expenditure account for financial year 2021, what we will write? We will write for 60 people, 25 rupees, 1500. Again, based on accrual concept, right? Received during the year, received for the year is 25 rupees for 50 individuals. From 50 individuals, that comes to 1250. Again, balance sheet on asset side, what we will write? For 10 people, 25 rupees. Correct. Again, 250. And one more thing, it says subscriptions received during the year in advance. Correct. This is understandable because it's the income that I will be receiving, so it was my asset. Now I have one more thing is that is subscriptions I have received, subscriptions received, but for next financial year. See, this will be my liability. Why? Because I am following accrual concept, and I will only account for income when I have realized against the services I have rendered. Now I have not rendered the services of club for the financial year 21-22, 2021, 21-22, sorry, 21-22 in 2021. I will be rendering the services in 21-22 only. So when I render the services, I will recognize it as income. Till then, if enough I received in advance, that will be my liability. And I will be showing the amount in my liability as 10 into 25. I think this 10 is coming 2 times. So this is creating a problem. What we can do is, instead of 10 here in advance, we may write it as 8. So what will be this? 200, right? Here also, so I will be using a different color now. I will use yellow because this will, okay. Again, instead of 10, I will write 8 and 200 instead of 250. I think this makes it clear that what will be my liability? My liability will be the income subscriptions received for the next financial year. Next financial year means 21-22. In the current financial year, that is for the 8 persons at the rate rupees 25, 200. This will not be accounted as my income. Now, one thing that is common in these three, one thing that is common is that I will account for it in receipts and payments account. Okay, done. One more thing, that is the accounting treatment. Not the accounting treatment, accounting entries. This will make it more clear. See, the one we form ledgers, right? The one ledger is subscription. Subscriptions, right? This is a part of income and expenditure account. Okay. Then subscriptions, again subscriptions received in advance. This will form part of my balance sheet asset side. Okay, and one is subscriptions received in current financial year relating to last financial year. Sorry, 1 minute. I think this is something I've written wrong. Not asset side. This is liabilities side. And subscriptions received in current financial year relating to last financial year is my asset side. Right? See, now when how to account for? First, we need to account for 1,250, right? That is 50 people into 25 rupees each. Okay, then we need to account for 8 into 25, that is 200 rupees. And the last, we need to account for, what was that portion? That was 5. Okay, the third entry is for 5 people, 25 rupees, that is 125. See, what is this? This is, what is this? This is received for current financial year. Right. This is received in advance. And this is 200 is received in advance, right? In advance, correct. And what is this? This is received in current financial year pertaining to last financial year. So what will be the entries? The entries will be one. See, what will be the entries? When it is received relating to current financial year only. So what will be that? Bank account debit, 2 subscriptions received. Coming that will be shown as rupees 1250 and 1250. Okay, for the second one, that is received in advance. Received in advance, again it will be bank account debit to subscriptions received in advance. That is 200 rupees. And third is received in current financial year and pertain to last financial year. Again, what will be that? That will be having two entries. What will be those two entries? One, bank account debit, that is how much rupees for 125, right? It will be shown as bank account debit 125 to subscriptions received 125. Now, what is this? This says that subscription received. It is accounting in income and expenditure account, but that is wrong. So what we do is we show the pass another entry, that is subscriptions received account debit 125 to one minute, 1 minute. I think mistake is there in this entry. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. One entry, one mistake. I think I'm making 1 minute, please. See, this actually I've made this entry two times, and that is becoming cumbersome. What we can do is we only pass one entry, and what will be that entry? That entry will be bank account debit. The entry will be 1 minute, please. That entry will be bank account debit for money received to subscriptions received in current financial year for last financial year 125. Subscriptions in area. For this, for this word, for this terminology, we can write one thing, that is subscriptions in area, right? This is also one of the terminals. This was my asset account. I would have created asset. How will I create this? This is my asset account. I would have created asset by showing it as my income. Now, what's one thing? What's one thing is this is received. Okay, how to account for in the income and expenditure account the subscriptions that are pertaining to current financial year but not received. What's that amount? That is for 10 people at the rate 25. That comes to 250. How to account for that? That accounting will be subscriptions in area account debit to subscriptions received 250 rupees, right? See, this is my creation of asset. What is this? This is the creation of asset. What is this? This is creation of asset. Okay, coming down, what is this? This is realization of asset. I hope this is clear to you that is creation of asset and this is realization of asset. Okay, is this thing clear? Now let's study what the book says. Please. See, the book says subscription is a membership fee paid by the member on annual basis, right? This is the main source of income of such organizations. Okay. Subscriptions paid by the members is shown as receipt in the receipts and payment account and as income in the income and expenditure. It may be noted that receipts and payments account shows the total amount of subscriptions actually received during the year, while the amount shown in income expenditure is confined to figure related to current period only, irrespective of whether it has been received or not. This is the same thing we were discussing. Okay. Again, it has shown me subscriptions, right? How the subscriptions received in advance in 2016-17 is 20,000. Okay, less subscriptions for the year 15-16, 3,000 relating to last financial year. This is the one example. For example, a club received 20,000 as subscriptions during the year 16-17. See what it says, received 20,000. Okay, then it says of which rupees 3,000 related to 15-16. Okay, 3,000 relate to 15-16 and 20,000 relates to 16-17. Okay, then it says 2,000 and 2 rupees 2,000 to 17-18. 2,000 relates to 17-18. Okay, and in this case the receipts and payments accounts, yeah, correct. Now see, RNP receipts and payments account. Oh, okay, something different. In receipts and payments account, what will be the total amount that will be reflecting? That will be reflecting as 20,000. Okay, then what will be my income? Now income will be receipts and payments account 20,000. From that I will subtract relating to 15-16 because this is my earlier year income. I would have recognized in my income and expenditure account in the last year. So this will not be forming part of my income and expenditure account. So what is the amount relating 15-16 is 3,000. So I will subtract 3,000. Again, there is an amount relating to financial year 17-18. As I have not rendered the services, right? The club has not rendered the services. To whom? To the subscribers. So I cannot recognize the income of 17-18. So I will again be subtracting 2,000 rupees. So what will be my income for the financial year 16-17? My income will be 20,000 minus 5,000, that is 15,000. Agree? This is the right answer. Let's see what the book has done. The book has done, yeah, 20,000. Okay. Then it shows less subscriptions for 15-16, 3,000. Okay, then this is correct. That is 17,000. 17,000 is done. Then it shows me subscriptions for the year 17-18, that is 2,000, right? That will be subtracted. I have subtracted that. So it comes out to be 15,000, correct? This is the same thing. Okay. There was one more point that for the year 16-17, we have not received rupees 6,000 till now. So again, we will add 6,000 that is not received for 16-17 and as not received. That amount is 6,000. The total needs to be accounted as an income and expenditure account for 16-17 is rupees 21,000. I hope I've made this point clear to you that how to account for subscriptions in receipts and payment account. income and expenditure account, and the balance sheet. I hope all these 3 points are clear. Let's move on. What's the other point? See, right, this is the subscriptions account. Okay, this is the illustration. Please try to do the illustrations yourself. If you have any doubt, any way, in any question, be it from NCERT or be it from any other book, just forward me the scanned question scanned on the mail ID, because or on in the comment section if possible. If I will appreciate if you're forwarding me on mail ID so that I get to know, I get to see it properly. In the comment section, you may comment on you have sent the mail to one of the questions answers. So I will definitely mail you the answer also. And might be if I'm getting more doubts, I will make a separate video so as to help you clear your doubts for that section or for that chapter. So be sure about, yes, whether you have understood the topic or not. Ask many times, not an issue, but just be clear so that when you are doing in attempting questions in your exams, be it your boards or be it your class, do it properly. Try to attempt it for 100%. Not that you have received, yeah, it's 80% correct or that. Try to attempt it for 100%. So ask as many doubts as possible right now, but not on the day of exams. On the day of exam, it should be 100%. So let's move forward. It's again showing me the extracts of receipts and payments. Okay. Illustration 7. Illustration 7, then my balance sheet. Okay, do it also done. Then it shows me donations, right? So what is donations? Donation is saying it is a sort of gift in cash or property received from some person or organization. One. So new point. Let's do the new point. New point it shows says donations. Right? Donation is sometimes a type of free gift received. Now donations can be of two types. What can be the donations? Donations can be specific and non-specific donations. See, specific donations relate to that a particular amount is to be used for particular said activity as mentioned away in donation. Okay, and this is non-specific. What does non-specific mean? You may use it anyway. Use it the way trust likes. Okay, so this is the point of the uh, specific and non-specific donations. 1 minute, I just plug in my Padlet, else it will create a problem. Okay. So now specific donations, one more thing, the specific donations. The specific donations are accounted in the balance sheet, whereas non-specific donations are accounted in income and expenditure account. This is balance sheet and this is income and expenditure. I hope I am clear till this point. Now let's study what the material says. The material says if donations received is to be utilized to achieve specified purpose, it is called specific donations, correct? Such donations is to be capitalized. See, it is mentioning it. Such donations is to be capitalized. Okay. 1 minute. Such donations is to be capitalized and shown on the liability side of the balance sheet, irrespective of whether big or small. Correct. Done. The intention is to utilize the amount for the specific purpose only. Then comes general donations. Okay. Such donations are to be utilized to promote the general purpose of foundation. They are treated as revenue receipts and is a regular source of income. Done. They are the regular source of income. Done. Now, the third point is legacies. Legacies is the amount received as per will and is the same treatment, having the same treatment as the donations. Again, the life membership fees. See, the life membership fee is it's not a periodic subscription, right? Some amount in this is treated as capital receipt and credited directly to capital of the general fund. I hope this is clear till now. Then comes entrance fees. Entrance fee, also known as the admission fee, is paid only once by the member at the time of becoming a member and credited directly to capital of the general fund. Correct. Before this is one-time fee. I will not be taking it again and again. So this will be credited to my capital or general fund. Same will be the case with my donations, legacies, and life membership fees. If received and it's non-recurring in nature, then it is my capital item or general fund. Now comes sale of old assets. Sale of old assets. It says receipt from a sale of an old asset appears in the receipts and payments account. This thing is crystal clear to us, in which it is. This thing is crystal clear to us. Now, but any gain or loss on the sale of asset is taken to the income and expenditure account for the year. Done. For example, if an item of furniture with book value of rupees 800, okay, is sold worth rupees 700, this amount 700 will be shown the receipts in receipts and payments account, and 100 on the expenditure side of the income and expenditure. As loss on the sale of old asset while showing furniture in the balance sheet, rupees 800 will be deducted from its total book value. Done. True. Then comes sale of periodicals. It is an item of recurring nature and shown as per the income side of the income and expenditure account. Okay. Then sale of sports material. Again, sale of sports material. Used materials like old balls, nets is a regular feature with any sports club. It is usually shown as income in the income and expenditure account. Payments of honorarium. Okay. Same case, payments of honorarium. It's again a club. It's shown in the income and expenditure account. See. This is also shown in income and expenditure account. Okay, then comes endowment fund. Endowment fund is arising from some bequest or gift, right? And it is for specific purpose. It is for specific purpose, yes. It is for specific purpose. When again it is for specific purpose, it will be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet as an item of specific purpose fund. Correct. Then comes government grants. So all we are seeing is all these NGOs, be it public hospitals, schools, colleges, they are being given government grants. Okay, so the receive the subsidy also treated as revenue income for the year in which it is received. Okay, then comes the special funds. The non-for-profit organizations create special funds for certain activities, such as prize funds, match funds, sports funds, etc. Okay, so these are special funds. Illustration 9. Okay, this will be clear when you solve these questions. Then illustration 10, then stationery. Okay, stationery is also an expenditure account. So it is an expenditure account. Okay. Okay, the amount of expense on the stationery. Done. Okay, then now I think my illustration start. So these are all the illustrations that you need to try on so that if there is any doubt, please do ask. Then comes illustration 12. Okay, illustration number 13. I think they have, they have shown the all the pages. See one minute. From the following the receipts and payments account for the Friendship Club in respect of the year 31st of March 2016. Friendship Club, 50 rupees 17,500 being in areas for 2014-15 at the beginning of the 2015-16. During 14-15, subscriptions are paid in advance by 40 members for 2015-16. Okay, the stock of stationery time. Sundry expenses. Okay, then value of 8% common securities. So this is my additional information for receipts and payments. Then comes Books of Friendship Club balance sheet as on 31st of March 2015. Okay. Then okay, balance sheet of Friendship Club done. Then income and expenditure account based on trial balance. Okay, everyone. So today we will be stopping in here, and we'll try to finish off the chapter in the next week, that is income expenditure account based on trial balance. So I think one should know how to prepare income expenditure account using the raw material. That is the raw amounts, raw figures, and then how to form it into receipts and payments account, and then apply the and then apply the same concept in income and expenditure account. I think these are all, these were the only specific points for discussion. Rest all are illustrations. Please do, do the illustrations and definitely ping me with the scanned copy of any question from any other book, or if it's from the NCERT itself, just tell me the page number in which the question you have not been able to understand. I will definitely, provide you the solution. Okay, so this is the end of first chapter. Thank you very much. And you think if it's helpful for everyone or for your classmates, please do share the video and do subscribe to get more and more updates from my side. Thank you.